All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our morning note. It is Friday, January 15, 2021. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Again, still on the road until next week. So just doing the best I can here with the news and everything. So until then, I'll just keep posting the news from Reuters to Instagram, so you guys have at least something, just in case tech goes down, Wi-Fi goes down, something to help you guys out, obviously. Before we get started, make sure to click on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. There's the G.A.R Capital logo. You can click that. You can turn on notifications, subscribe to our channel. Really do appreciate it as always. So, good morning, everybody. Let's talk market, shall we? Dow futures are down 191 currently. Nasdaq just turned red, down 17. E-mini futures down about 0.5%, right at the 200-day moving average. The Russell down 1.18% on another rotation out. Bitcoin futures 37,990, down about 4%. Crude futures are down 1.5%, $52 a barrel. Gold getting slammed. That GLD trade, terrible, terrible. That one I gotta eat. It sucks. Down about 0.72% at 1837 an ounce. 24.84 on silver, down 3.73%. So commodities are getting slammed as the dollar is up 0.41% at 90.60 currently. Let's see what else. Dollar yen down 48 pips, 121.06 from our forex people. Dollar yen is flat, 103.79. Interesting enough. And looking at here at the VIX, up about 4%. So what happened last night, overnight? What happened was that Joe Biden, the president-elect, was speaking about his stimulus package, a pretty comprehensive package, pretty far-reaching. Unemployment benefits, another check for about another $1,400, which would be a total of $2,000 with the $600 that was just approved by Congress in December. The reason the market is probably not cheering it is that it may not even pass Congress. So that's pretty much the problem. It's pretty far-reaching. It's a pretty big one. But again, will it pass Congress is a whole different story. Remember, Senate is basically gridlocked, so half and half. The House may pass it, sure, because they have the majority. But again, you do have some centrist Democrats who don't want to keep spending, which is totally understandable. But that's where we are currently. So looking at E-mini futures as a whole, we can go ahead and expand this. You can see basically we've been really just trading on a channel now for the past week. We talked about this. Sunday we hit all-time highs, and then basically we were testing all-time highs on Wednesday close, and then we fell back down again. Pretty much now we broke the 200-day, but again, for the most part, we're basically just staying in this range of about 38.20 to around 37.70. So if you're a futures trader, you're basically just stuck within a range of about 50 handles. Not enough to really do anything, not really enough to really see any kind of movement. We haven't really broke down any kind of meaningful support on my end. But again, I'm gonna go and press here an actual support or an alert down here at 37.60. Again, 10 points. If we do break that, then again, I can start looking at 37.49 or even targeting 37.20 for some puts and start shorting this market temporarily. Let's see if we get a bounce. But again, still bullish long term. Again, the 2021 and I am expecting is some corrections here and there. The put to call ratio is pretty high in the market. That's usually a tell signal that you'll probably get some kind of small or correction of a pullback. But again, does it mean that the world's gonna end? No, absolutely not. I still think that the catalysts are still there. I talked about this on day recaps that again, momentum names, the speculation names are gaining. Small caps were gaining, obviously, other than today. We got a little bit of a pullback on futures, but we tapped all-time highs. So again, it looks like a rotation, a reflation trade. Again, this is very similar to 2017 post-election when Trump was elected. Again, the banks were gaining, industrials were gaining. If you want to look at a very interesting chart, take a look at the banks, XLF in 2017 in January. Take a look at steel, industrials, Boeing, those names in 2017. Again, it's following kind of the same analog. Again, at that time, big cap tech was, kind of sideways, not much action. Pretty funny enough, we posted a meme today. It was pretty funny. I saw it on Twitter. QQQ and ARK. Now, QQQ didn't work out for us. The worst part, well, good and bad. On Friday, we had 30%. Some of the people on Twitter did take profits. I've said, if you want to take profits, go for it. Again, didn't work out. I'll take the L on that one, which really sucks. But again, we'll have to just make that up to you guys. I know sometimes we don't get it right. That's just the reality of things. That's the worst feeling is that, when you don't get it right. I'm one to say, if I lose money, that's fine. I'll eat that. It's my mistake. But if I told you guys to do something or recommended something and it doesn't work out, I really take it personal. On the positive side, some of the top 10 names of 2021 are doing very well. So THCX, I've gotten a lot of DMs for you guys saying that you guys have been holding, you guys are up doing very well. So congratulations on that. I'd love to hear it. That's really good sign. Again, there's always a silver lining to anything, just like anything else. Looking at QQQs here, again, pretty much standard, kind of staying sideways. This is your NASDAQ, 318 to around 313, $5 move. Nothing really there. Your really big support, honestly, I would say is right around here, because this will create your next channel down. Right below 312, if we start getting to around that level, then I'll start taking a look at 308, 306 for puts. Again, I have no problem with shorting a market, especially if the technicals do show this. Am I turning bearish? Absolutely not. But again, look at what the chart is telling you. The chart is telling you one thing. Again, if we do break that down, put your alerts there and see if maybe we can already catch a little bit of a move to the downside. There was some unusual options activity yesterday that we placed, which was pretty crazy. BlackBerry of all things. How about this chart, huh? Chart of the day. Look at this, up 11 bucks. We actually had an unusual options activity alert to our members. The September 17 $10 calls at 216 ask. Again, I was researching and it had about, I have to look exactly on my chat. Where are we at? The chat, look at unusual options activity. These had 22,741 in volume. So imagine that, you imagine there was obviously some people that were bullish on BlackBerry of all things, who knows? But again, it is up nicely. If you took them, cool, congratulations. I'll track it. I don't have it. Again, it was just one of those things that I saw and I send them out. So a couple of things that I was looking at, obviously there was a lot of movers in energy, a lot of movers in financials. So again, I'm going to keep an eye with the team. Shout out to Josh, shout out to Juan, shout out to Nick, shout out to Kevin and the other Nick and Anthony, that they're scouring online and seeing what's moving out there. And we all have our scanners on TD Ameritrade. And it's very simple, guys. If you want to look at some unusual options activity, very simple. Just go to scanner, you go to scan, and then you go to option. You can just literally fix the filter and go to add filter. You pick option, and then you put your minimum of 10,000, 5,000, whatever you want, and then you just press scan. It'll give you whatever amount you want, and then you just go by the volume. And again, guys, just because something has high volume doesn't make it a good trade or unusual at all. For example, Apple has always a lot of volume. Tesla always has a lot of volume. SPY always has a lot of volume. So again, some names, Bank of America, BAC always has a lot of volume. So not everything that glitters is gold is the same. But again, this is a way for you to take a look at some unusual options activity yourself. Then you take a look at that volume and then you chart it. Again, that's the key. Chart it. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? This BlackBerry trade that we saw unusual options activity was right around here before the boost. So we were right around 938, 940. So someone who has had some heavy bets on this trade, on this stock. So again, it's not 100% right. Again, we're just going to provide the information to you guys for premium members and masterclass. Again, we're scouring to see what else is out there. Sometimes there's nothing really worth trading or worth looking at. But again, as always, when you do the unusual option activity, let's say you take it, team, just keep in mind, keep your risk management on point. Understand that these are probably a higher risk, higher reward type plays. If you're into that, cool. What I recommend if you're a newbie or a beginner is to demo these. Demo trading is great. So make sure that to understand that, practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. Understand that demo trading is okay. Months ago when I was working on the UOA with Josh and everyone else and the team, I was demoing these trades and seeing, oh, wait, does this work? Is this a good, viable strategy? And some of them did hit, fine, sure. But again, that's delayed data. But again, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm very selective with the team where what's moving, what's shaking. If they send me a message, obviously with the understanding that did they chart it, did they look at it correctly? Not all of them hit, not every signal is 100%, we know this. But again, information is key to understand that more information to you to decipher is important. But not only that, just information, but the quality of the information. Does it make sense for you as a trader or an investor? That's really what makes the difference. That's the sauce that you really want to understand. Again, I don't want you guys just machine gunning everything, just throwing stuff on the wall and see what sticks. That's not what we do. Again, it's we're just working on probabilities and working on risk management. That's all you do. So with that being said, that's your UOA explanation. So again, I'll track BB. I don't have BlackBerry, but again, I'll track it for the team and I'll reply on the channel, guys. If you're watching right now our premium and masterclass, I'll go ahead and track it. But again, I don't have that BlackBerry trade, but I'll track it for you. I'll check the bid on it and I'll let you guys know what the percentage gain was in it. But again, I don't have it. So what happened today? We also had some earnings. Let me go ahead and go over that with you. Let me go ahead and read it from our calendar. All right, so we had here Citigroup reported better than expected EPS. Wells Fargo had a better than expected EPS, but they're down. JP Morgan was down. We saw some unusual options activity for March that had JPM, that had Citi as well, but again, it's down today, but again, it's a longer expiry. Looking at the pot stocks, Tilray is up as well. I just saw that. I think they're up about 6%. And I believe that THCX does have Tilray. So again, I have an alert at 2160. I'll take a look at some volume. Again, we're bullish cannabis. Let's see what we get. So again, we're seeing that with stimulus. Again, a lot of people are thinking that a liberal president or a liberal-ish president may be good for cannabis. I explained this on the podcast in regards to the top 10 of 2021. The reason why we have THCX, I have a lot of people say, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I explained it to the T, why THCX, and there you go. Again, just understand, guys, THCX and all these other companies, they don't compensate us or tell us what to recommend. It's just basically what we like. And again, we don't recommend anything we don't own at the end of the day. I own every single name of the top 10. So just a heads up there. But it's good to see that Tilray and cannabis are up, as we know. We are bullish those names. So we had CGC yesterday for profits, which was nice. But let's go ahead and take a look at some pre-market movers, and then I'll answer some questions. Palantir, again, that was a name that I own with Investment Club. They're up 5%. I know you can't see my screen. My apologies. Again, I'm kind of half speed here with a laptop, not at the throne. JP Morgan down 2.6% after earnings, even though they had the most profitable quarter in their history. Hey, there you go. Intel down 1.38% today. Apple's pretty much flat. Let's take a look at the S&P. American Airlines down 1.89%. Wells Fargo down about 4.89%. We saw some unusual options activity on American Airlines as well yesterday. But again, this is pre-market, so the AAL calls that I did see yesterday were the January 22nd, so it's for next week. Again, we'll see if we get a bounce. We'll see what happens. Facebook getting a little bit of bounce with an upgrade this morning, and they're up about 0.76% pre-market. General Motors hit a new all-time high yesterday. They're down about 1.32%. So again, a pullback in the market. Tesla was upgraded by Wedbush today on a bull case of about $1,100 a share. They're up about 0.80%. Zoom, again, another one of those high beta, high flyers. Again, speculation, growth names where the money seems to be flowing in. What I want to see today, and I explained it yesterday on the market recap that I post on Instagram, is the fact I really want to see where the flows are going. Is there still inflows in U.S. equities? That's important. Are they going into fixed income? Are they going into dollar bets? Again, CFTC, again, that is the United States Commodities Futures Trading Commission. So what they do is that every Friday they do a report showing, hey, where is the inflows going to which money? Now, again, should you chase that? No, but again, it gives you a good barometer of the market. So again, if you're seeing a lot more dollar bets or a lot of dollar bears or puts, or shorting the dollar, or more money market flows, more U.S. equity flows, or more bond flows, that's very key to see where the market sentiment is. And again, what I've noticed is that, yes, indices, which is very weighted with mega cap tech stocks, pretty much are sideways, not much going on. But the high flyer, high beta, the momentum names, again, we know the momentum names. We know that it's a Nikola, it's a Zoom, those kind of names. Roku, which is absolutely on fire. We recommended that last year. They're on fire. But again, like Apple, Amazon, they're pretty much sideways. Facebook, same thing, not much going on. But again, they're so heavily weighted that it brings down the S&P. So really understand how the S&P is kind of set up, and then look at it that way. Banks have been doing very well. Industrial's been doing very well. Again, we know this rotation trade, small caps at all-time high yesterday, pulling back a little bit. But again, a lot of it is rotation lately. Very tough to find direction. So again, it is definitely like walking on landmines. You got to be extremely careful so you get some sideways action. And also, of course, EV has been going up. Okay, so let's answer some questions. Enough of me talking crap, right? So let's go ahead and answer them. Do you think BB and Tilray's gapping up is doing good? I mean, yeah. I mean, what you're seeing is more speculation into these names. Blackberry, I have no idea why, but Tilray I understand is more cannabis. Good morning, Carlos. This is from Jay. Oil companies are developing renewable research to keep current. But what green energy companies are worth checking out, long-term paying dividends? On the green energy front, there's one name that I do like, and it's called NEE. I own that. I recommended that to our investment club. Take a look at that. I won't be able to go over it here, obviously, with time being limited. But again, there's a lot of names out there. I think I talked about that on the investment club seminar. The investment town hall that we had earlier this month. So if you want to take a look at YouTube, we have it up. Make sure to take a look at that. JPM is down currently. You can see that it's right at the 100-day moving average. But again, after earnings, let's see if we do get a pop or we just hold that level. Again, something to watch for. What do you think about Workhorse? Again, Workhorse, same thing. EV. There's so many EV names out there, guys. That's the deal. So I kind of think of it as, the vaccine companies. Remember that? Everyone would ask me, which vaccine company? Listen, there's only 3 EV companies that I own personally. It is Tesla, it is NIO, and it is, what is the other name? I forget the name. Shoot, what is the name? I had breakfast this morning and now Blink, B-L-N-K, Blink. There you go. That was one of our top 10. Yes, those are the 3 I have. There's so many EV names out there, and I understand the fact of chasing them. It's very simple, guys. As an investor, do not be too diversified in a sector. Pick a couple of names that you do like, or keep it simple, buy an ETF. And I think there's some EV ETFs out there that you can take a look at. Gold for future plays with a big stimulus package news? You would think so, but gold is actually getting smoked today. So you think, down by 0.57%, sure, bounced. You would think that fundamentally speaking that, more printing, more money equals that gold should be going up. You'd be surprised. And again, I said this to the Master Club members. I said, really my biggest hedge against a runaway spending and runaway printing is really Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin has more utility than gold. Sure, you can make jewelry with gold, but again, I think Bitcoin is more of the future. It's digital gold to me, and yes, it has the utility of buying things. Let me know when you can buy things with gold bars at a store. You can't, but you can literally buy things with Bitcoin. There's Bitcoin ATMs. Let's see, Wolf. What made Wolf so successful? Wolf, I believe that was an IPO. That's Petco. Again, most IPOs lately have been making money, have been doing very well. We saw this with the other names. Again, keep in mind, we're not seeing a lot of fresh funds come into the market, a lot of capital. What we're seeing is taking out of the winners, mega cap tech, and putting it into the IPOs. There's not fresh capital out there as of yet. So again, you're getting rotation. Remember the word rotation in from the mega cap NASDAQ into the IPOs. So what are my thoughts on FB? FB is fine. I love him long term. I'm waiting for 235. If 235 breaks, I'm buying more shares. DBX is Dropbox. DBX is not much going on there. Again, you're looking at basically just hovering at the moving averages. Let's see here. Yeah, because float. Yep. Thoughts on investing in football TV? I had that question many times before. I think with streaming, your best bets are Netflix, Disney, and Roku. And I own all 3. Just a disclaimer, obviously. Those are my 3 best picks. I would not get into football. And it's funny, I actually have been a customer of football TV now for years. That's how I watch NFL Red Zone. Let's see. AMD got a downgrade too. Again, it's funny. AMD's down, but Intel's up. So you can see AMD right at 90. And you know what? It's funny. I haven't had an alert to buy more shares. So I'm going to have to move my alert to buy right around 87.50. 87.50, I'll be buying more shares. I had to move my alert because it's been up so high. So I'm actually ready for AMD to dip some more so I can buy more shares. 860 Tesla puts run. Tesla is very expensive. So I would skip Tesla for options currently, especially with a 3-day weekend coming. Keep in mind, Monday, the markets are closer to Martin Luther King Day. That's a Palantir, love it long term. BB Bro calls. Yeah, again, take a look at the volume and see what we had. We had some unusual options activity. Maybe we get a little more of a push. A 1-year target for THCX. I thought I told this THCX for my members. I believe I had my target was $25, and I think we're gonna get there. Blink, yep, Blink long term, love them. Again, they're right at the 50-day moving average. Not much going on. I don't know what PEC is. It says PEC to 20. I don't know what PEC is. So I don't know. Looking at the chart, looks like a good bet to 20. What are your thoughts on Salesforce at current level? I think Salesforce is an amazing company. I do not own them outright. I do own them in ETFs. So again, Salesforce is fine to me. Again, one of the better cloud players, but I own the best two, which are Amazon and Microsoft. And what are your thoughts on BBBY? Still has potential to running over the weekend. I think BBBY is kind of the same thing as GameStop, just basically a massive short squeeze. Be very careful with IV, which is implied volatility, juicing up your premiums. Again, be careful if you plan to trade it. Just understand risk management as always. And let's see. Good morning, BCRX and MGNI looks good. Pullback. What are your thoughts? BCRX. I don't know much about them. Again, a pharmaceutical name. You got to be careful. Again, one headline can screw you. And MGNI. I don't know much about them either. I don't know what MGNI is. Magnite Inc. News to me. I've never heard of this name before. So you'd have to enlighten me. But on the daily, looks like it does want to retake 33, which is daily highs, yearly highs. Let's see if you get there. If you break 33.5, then I can see what you're trying to do there. And thoughts on XOM? There was a whistleblower report on XOM, so it did break down to the 50-day moving average. There was some unusual options activity on XOM yesterday, and I saw the March 1955 calls had 26,000 in volume. Energy was getting a lot of activity, so keep in mind on XLE, XOM, and COP. There's some stuff there, so keep an eye out. And then last question here is XPEV. XPEV, I believe, is Zipeng Inc. I don't know what this is. I'm assuming it's something to do with EV. I'm not sure, so again, I can't really answer on that. Again, I have to do a little more homework on it. But we'll go ahead and leave it there, guys. I'm seeing a little bit of a bounce on NASDAQ futures here. They're basically flat. So again, it could be a re-rotation. If you're looking for a play today, keep an eye on IWM. IWM has had a huge run. Keep an eye for a break of around 210. If 210 does break, we could get that re-rotation. Maybe small caps have gotten to the point of being too hot. If it does, I do like maybe the 208s to 206. It could be an interesting play on IWM. IWM could be ripe for a put. It could make some money because you can get a re-rotation out of small caps into NASDAQ. Could be a play. And NIO was flat, absolutely. I mean, I got hit on those calls as well. And look, all this right here, a bunch of nothing. And that just kills me because we had that break on Monday and then we just faded. And we faded, what, $4? That's the worst. That just kills you. No volatility, kills options. All right, we'll go ahead and leave it there, guys. Have a great rest of your weekend. Understand that this weekend was a long weekend. Monday, the markets are closed. I'll send a reminder. Martin Luther King Day. And then Tuesday, we're back on it for our morning note. So again, if you're planning to trade for next week, understand you only have 4 trading days for the week. Understand that. So keep your risk in check. Understand that. And we'll leave it there, guys. Have a great rest of your weekend. There's some great NFL games this weekend. I'm gonna give you my picks real quick. Again, who cares? I'm not gambling on it. I'm gonna take the Bucks to win against the Saints. Just having a little fun with you guys. I'm gonna take the Bills to beat the Ravens. I'm gonna take the Packers to beat I think the Packers are beating the Rams, and I think there was one more game, Chiefs and Browns. I'm gonna take the Chiefs. So there you go. There's my picks. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? But I'm gonna have fun watching. Have a great rest of your weekend, team. Yes, Chiefs look very good. I think the Chiefs are going to beat the Browns. I like the Browns. I like Baker Mayfield, but I think the Chiefs are going to win. Have a great rest of your weekend, guys. Enjoy the NFL games and stay safe, team.